This is Coach Schuman here with Coach Centrella, breaking down the top 10 players for the class of 2012. You may not recognize us because last year I had longer hair and Coach Centrella had short hair. We flip-flopped it this year. We're going to break down the top 10 players in the country, starting with number 10, eventually getting our way right to number 1. Last year's number 1 for the class of 2011, just in case you don't remember, was Jadvian Clowney, who started this year for South Carolina, had a fantastic season. We'll start off now with number 10. At number 10, TREY Williams. He's a running back out of Decaney, Texas. Had over 3,500 yards rushing. Played in the U.S. Army All-American game at 5'8", 175. He runs a smoking 4.4 40-yard dash. A shifty back who can also catch balls out of the backfield. He's our number 10, TREY Williams. At number 9, Jameis Winston from Hueytown, Alabama. Quarterback who played in the Under Armour game. Was the Under Armour MVP in that game. At 6'4", 200 pounds, fantastic quarterback with great arm, great release. He's a decent runner out of the backfield as well. He's a big, strong runner. He's our number 9 player, Jameis Winston, currently committed to Florida State.
Coming in at number 8, we have Gunnar KIEL out of Columbus East High School in Indianapolis, Indiana. Gunnar originally committed to Indiana, decommitted, committed to LSU, decommitted, and is now going to Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. Kelly got himself a great quarterback. Another quarterback from our New Jersey area, our hometown area, that Gunnar and the way he decommitted, committed to other schools that we'd like to compare him to is a Chris Sims at 6'4", 220 pounds, pro-style quarterback, excellent passer, great pocket presence, great feet, comparable to Peyton Manning. Coming in at number 7, Darius Hamilton. We have a New Jersey athlete who also played in the U.S. Army game, a strong side defensive end from Don Bosco High School. Don Bosco finished number 2 in the country this year, won a state championship, and for the 5th year in a row, also a national championship. He's the son of Keith Hamilton, former New York Giant Super Bowl winner, who's a defensive tackle for 12 years. He's 6'4", 245 pounds. As you saw in the U.S. Army game, he was a little undersized for an interior lineman. You know, not so fast to play the outside, coming off the edge. But like his father said, you know, he did most of his growing his early years in college, and we expect the same thing from Darius. Darius' final 2 decisions right now come down to Florida, Rutgers. His decision will be made tonight at 8 p.m.
Coming in at number 6, AZIZ, SHITTU, defensive tackle from California. This is a guy who's got a ton of offers, 27 offers nationwide, from USC to Auburn, all around the country. This guy played in the U.S. Army All-American game. Dominant from the defensive tackle position at 6'3", 275 pounds. Also a fantastic student with a 3.8 GPA. Great pass rusher up the middle. Unbelievably hard to block in the run game. He's a guy with freakish athletic ability, freakish strength, commands a double team at all times. He's a guy, as a defensive tackle, having 90 tackles in his senior year. I mean, that's unheard of from a defensive tackle position. He's our number 6 player. Our number 5 prospect in the country, Shaq Thompson's our number 5 player. Just recently flip-flopped his commit from Cal to Washington in a shocking move. The guy was a recruiting coordinator, one of the recruiting coordinators at Cal, went over to Washington, taking some of those Cal recruits. He's a safety out of Grant High School in California. A gigantic guy at 6'2", 210. Last year we had 2 fantastic safeties. Shaq folds right into that realm as a fantastic safety, a ball hawk, physical, strong, fast. He comes downhill and packs a wallop when he hits you. In the All-Star games, he was one of the best players that we saw in those All-Star games out of all combined. 4.5 40-yard dash, throw that completely out. That's fast enough, and he's a big guy who hits you with like a ton of bricks. 30-inch vertical. Expected to see this guy at the next level, just completely dominating. He takes charge on the football field. Our number 5 prospect in the country for the class of 2012, Shaq Thompson.
He comes in at number 4. ANDRUS PEAT from Corona del Sol, Arizona. Stands at 6'7", 305 pounds. Stands taller than most of the guys on our list. He's an offensive tackle. We've actually had the pleasure of having him at our events as a younger prospect, his freshman and sophomore years. He's got 28+ offers, you know, that are highlighted by Alabama, Auburn, USC, Also Nebraska, where his brother currently plays at. The Cornhuskers over there are looking to hoping to land ANDRUS PEAT alongside his brother. He's a dual threat athlete. He compares to Ravens offensive guard Jonathan Ogden. He has very long arms, a gigantic frame. He's very hard to beat around the edge. He doesn't overextend himself. Excellent fundamentals. He comes in at number 4, ANDRUS PEAT. Coming in at number 3, our next athlete is LANDON Collins. We've also been able to see Landon at our events over the years, our top prospect event. He's been one of the greatest athletes that have come through our program. Landon Collins is a freakish athlete with unbelievable size. If you were able to watch the Under Armour game, he was one of the top athletes in that game. He stood well above everybody else. He, on some people's polls, could be number 1 in the country. You know, there was a fight between LSU and Alabama. Both wanted him. He landed at Alabama, even though being from Louisiana. Rumors have it on Twitter today that he will land at Alabama officially tomorrow for National Signing Day. He comes in at 6 foot, 205. Well, he's very well put together, chiseled frame. He runs a 4.4 40, 4.4 shuttle. They actually listed him at a 42-inch vertical, which is very impressive. He compares to LaRon Landry from the Redskins.
Interestingly enough, again this year, 2 of the top 5 players happen to be safeties. The last year's 2 safeties that made it into the top 5 had excellent years as freshmen. We expect both Landon Collins and Shaq Thompson to be among the best and coming in right away and have a chance to play and make an impact right away as a freshman. Those big, strong safeties are rare finds, and when you get them, they make a big difference. Going to our number 2 player, it's Mario Edwards. He's a defensive end from Ryan, Texas, Florida State commit. That's the 2nd Florida State commit in our top 10. This guy, you could argue back and forth, could be the number 1 player in the country as well. I mean, the big 3 are the big 3 for a reason. At 6'4", 275, he's a strong side end, a 4.8 40-yard dash. Great rusher with excellent quickness. Dominated the Under Armour game. He had great get-off. 500-pound squat. He's a guy that had 11 sacks, 32 tackles as a senior, tackles for loss as a senior. Great numbers. Fantastic athlete. This is a guy that will make an immediate impact next year for Florida State. They're going to look to get him on the field right away. And as Florida State keeps building with Jimbo Fisher, he and Jameis Winston is going to be 2 of the guys to look for the future to build with Florida State. Our number 2 player, Mario Edwards. And our number 1 player, Darrell Green Beckham. It is the guy who was Parade Player of the Year among 5 or 6 others Player of the Years. Wide receiver from Hillcrest High School in Missouri. Mizzou commit. It's a steal for Missouri. You could see what Missouri's trying to do with bringing in Matty Mock, who's one of the most prolific passers of all time in high school football. Now getting Darrell Green Beckham, and on the offensive line getting Evan Boehm. I mean, that's an amazing big 3 for Mizzou. And the number 1 player in the country, Darrell Green Beckham, is a guy at 6'6", 220 pounds. He's got incredible size for a wide receiver. You guys all know who Megatron is from the Detroit Lions. He's exactly like him. He's got at 119 catches as a senior for 2,200 yards, 24 TDs as a senior. Tremendous frame. He could shield defenders from the ball. He could stretch you vertically and outrun receivers. He's a guy that's run anywhere between 4.37 and 4.45 in a 40-yard dash, but depending on who you talk to, this is a prototypical big-time NFL prospect. 5 or 10 years ago, you would have seen a guy like him. They would try to bulk him up and make him a tight end. Now those guys are out on the edge as a wide receiver, going and stretching the field vertically and going up and get it. Our number 1 player in the country, Darrell Green Beckham.